iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans. Tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, it is the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers back in action. And to bring you all the racing action here at the top of the virtual Turn 3 Racing Network booth, I am Roger Muth, and alongside me is my co-host of Al Smith Jr. Al, these guys are back in action. This is week number, if I remember right, if I took my shoes off and counted, this is week number 5. And these drivers have, or week number 4, these drivers have put on some whale of shows so far this season.
Yeah, they come in here tonight after what has been an epic start to the 2021 season after they had the holiday break there. So coming into Lanier, expecting a lot of side-by-side action here tonight, like we see every week here. And it's just good to be out of Daytona, as I've been there for the last 2 days.
Well, a lot of virtual racers here on the iRacing.com platform over the last, well, we're calling it 48 hours, Al, because it kind of got extended a little bit longer than what a lot of drivers have planned. So a lot of these drivers just hopped out of their GT3 cars or LMPs and whatever else they were running down around the Daytona International Road Course, and they've hopped into these street stocks. These drivers all out of the Northeast, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, New York, and throughout the rest of that Northeast area. Our set-to-do battle here tonight, 75 laps is our main event, and we will get ready. And qualifying is starting to wind down. We will take the top 5 out of our qualifying session, and they will get locked in. And those 5 drivers currently sitting on the bubble with just about everybody who has turned a lap is Milton Duran, David Greenslit, Ryan Carmen, Jimmy Renfrew, who won last week, if you remember right, out in a heck of a battle to the finish, and Rodney Hontoon. Those are the first 5 drivers currently as qualifying will end. Those 5 drivers will lock themselves in tonight. Everybody else has to go through the heat races, and it'll be 12 cars here in heat race number 1. Let's get right into your starting lineup here tonight, brought to us by the LFOD Motorsports. Starting in the front row, making his first start of the season, driver of the number 29, this is Mac Dulliver. Starting P number 2, driving the Young Guns creation, number 24, it's the young man of Alan Young. Starting P number 3 here tonight, driving the 03 Sim Cube entry, this is Nathan Wenzel. Starting in the 4th position, driving the 471 here tonight, this is Eric Lamasco. The young man who started up front last week and had a good hot rod, unfortunately did not get the finish he deserved. It'll be the 45, a Casey Bietti. Starting in the 6th position, driving the number 73, it's the street stock racer, this is Vern Woodard. Starting in the 7th position, driving the 66, Young Motorsports entry, this is Mike Young. Starting in the 36 car here tonight, in position number 8, it is Joel Hodgden. Starting in the number 60, starting in the 9th position, this is Sean Boudreau. And rounding out the top 10, driving the number 46, it is going to be Eric Laurendeau. Starting 11th here tonight, out of the racing school entry, this is Dan Butler. And our 12th place car, well, that's just good old race control of Tony Quadros. And we'll see if Tony turns a lap here tonight or not.
He did in practice, but I think he's going to be up here in the tower next to us here at the Lanier Raceway, or National Speedway. However you want to prefer to call it, we call it Lanier.
Yes, Lanier is the round, well, the 3rd round of the season so far here, and coming into tonight, it looks like this in your top 3 of your points championship standings. Position number 1, it is David Greensley. He has been the most consistent driver so far, picking up 1 win with an average finish of 3rd. He has 123 points coming into the night. Alan Young sitting 2nd. He also has an average finish position so far of 3rd this season, but it is 1 point difference. It is just 122 points for Alan Young, so 1 point separating the top 2, and then it's Vernon Woodard sitting 3rd. He has 106 points. Those are your top 3 drivers coming into the night. As everybody pulls away, it will be an 11-car field here in heat race number 1. Coming your way here in just a couple of moments. Remember, tonight's broadcast is brought to us by our friends at LFOD Motorsports.
You want some ice cream, Roger?
Do I want some ice cream, Al? Of course I want some ice cream. What's on the docket tonight flavor-wise?
I don't know. I'm going to go down and see what Dolliver has in his cooler in the trailer. He's got the Ben & Jerry's sponsored 29 on the front row.
I see what you did there, Al. I didn't even realize that was the sponsor on the number 29 here tonight. It is our first time seeing Max with the Northeast Racer, so let's get ready as we come down here into the restart zone for the first time tonight. It'll be 11 drivers making the start here, heat race number 1. We are green flag racing 8 laps, going to be the distance, heat race number 1, as they battle down into corner number 1. One driver up out of the groove, that might have been the 73 there, Vernon Woodard, but the battle is for the race lead. Here comes Alan Young and the Young Guns creation, number 24. He's battling to the outside at the line, they'll give it to... Wow, Al, I believe that was Alan Young on the timing and scoring to lead lap number 1.
Yeah, they're still door-to-door down the back stretch here. 8 laps is the distance. Top 5 will go to the main event. A little bit of contact In the back of the field, it looks like the number 46, Lorndo, got a little bit sideways, and we keep it green so far. Alan Young works the outside of the speedway with the momentum, and the Young Guns Creations 24. They'll scoot out to the race leader. We got them stacked up 2 by 2 all the way through the field.
That's right. Top 5, though, will transfer out of this heat race right into the feature. They won't have to go to the last chance qualifier. And right now, it is the driver of that 36 working the inside of the speedway. That is Joel Hodgson. He is getting by the number 66 of Mike Young. Young is just stuck to the outside right now as your top battle is still side by side, but the battle for the transfer spot is back here at 5th.
Hodgson has it. He's got the 60 of Bordeaux coming through as the 2 cars go around. The 18 of Dan Butler and the 471 of Pomaski have gone around in turn number 4. Yellow flag number 1 coming out onto the speedway here tonight. The tough break there. Not quite sure I caught the tail end of that one. We'll see if the truck has caught it or not. But this will restack the field. The top 4 had broken away from the rest of your field. That'll now bring everybody up back into contention for the top 5.
Well, let's take a look back here as it does look like it is going to involve Dan Butler and Eric Pomasco towards the back of the field here. Well, let's tune in and watch the back of the field. There you see the 471 of Pomasco right ahead of the number 18, the racing school entry for Dan Butler. Oh, Pomasco gets sideways on his own, and Dan Butler had no place to go, and he gets right into the water barrier. So Dan Butler, his struggles so far this season are going to continue. Let's ride on board here with Dan Butler. There you see Pomasco in the 471 there just ahead of him. He was battling with the number 60 of Boudreaux. And right there, just no place to go. It is the wrong place, the wrong time for Dan Butler. He'll get caught up, but both drivers will be able to carry on here, so they should just be able to tag the rear of the field. They will restart. Looks like Butler might get the benefit here and restart back into the 8th position, possibly, with Woodard, Laurendeau, Pomasco behind him. But it's still Alan Young being scored as our race leader, and he will choose the outside lane here. So that'll put Max down to the inside of him. Then it'll be the 03 of Wenzel in P number 3. Then it'll be the 45 of KCB Yeti right there in 4th. And sitting on the bubble is Joel Hodgson.
Pretty exciting to see how well the outside line has worked. We're able to see 2 equal lines of racing around the Lanier Raceplex. Here's the green flag is back out. We're back on our way with just 3 laps to go in heat race number 1.
So a great start that time by Alan Young, so he'll jump out on the outside. He'll take commanding lead here of this race in heat race number 1, so that'll put Casey Bietti now as we look back off the Young Guns Creation onboard camera facing 2nd and 3rd place as they battle. It'll be 2 laps to go here for heat race number 1.
Joel Hodgson has taken the 5th spot away from Young now. Mike Young in the 66 runs 6, 1 spot out of the transfer spot. Casey Bietti knows he's trying to get up inside the top 4. The top 5 will be inverted in the feature event based off our heat races. We have one more coming at you here as the final trip off turn number 4. Alan Young will pick up the win. 1 car goes around, the 60 of Boudreaux goes around. As Young will win the heat race. Dolliver, Wenzel, Bietti, and Hodgson locking themselves in to our main event.
So a pretty solid heat race number 1. Take a quick look here at the finishing order for that one before we get ready to go for our next event, as actually that may be just a little bit messed up on those heat race results, so we'll just get right into this. Is your starting lineup for heat race number 2.
Starting on the inside of the front row here will be the number 16. That's Ryan Battle. Ryan Battle in car number 16. Outside of him, the ACT champion, Brian Hoare in car number 37. Randall Phillips in car number 19 will start third. His dancing partner to the outside will be the Horse Dog Motorsports entry. That's the 32 of Eric Steele. Christopher Buffon in car number 2 will start in the 5th spot. Outside of him, the 55 of Kyle Willis. The 05 of Kyle Buck will start on the inside of row number 4. Outside of him, the 14, that is Jeffrey Battle. And in the 5th row, Ben Bozowski in car number 75. And outside of him, the 07 of Jeffrey Ramsdell. Mike Tashero and Ryan Courier round out our 12 cars. Starting grid here, vying for 5 spots. And looks like we have 11 cars taken to the grid. as they get ready to go with heat race number 2.
Yeah, that'll be the number 3 of Ryan Courier not taking a grid spot here tonight, so he'll have a chance to go to the last chance qualifier just a little bit later on here tonight. This is heat race number 2 racing action coming at you in just a couple of moments. Well, race fans, are you in the market for a new used car? You need to head on over to LFOD Motorsports Facebook and check out what the inventory they have for you. I know, Al, you got one of those Ford F-150s you're looking to possibly get rid of. You look good driving a Honda, though.
No, I got the Ranger. I upgraded.
Oh, that is right. You did go to the market the other week and come back with not just a bushel of bananas, but a lemon also.
Well, no, I did not get a lemon. I got it from the LFOD Motorsports. What are you talking about? We're going green flag racing. Stop rambling.
That's what we're talking about. The green flag is ready to drop. It'll be another heat race here with 8 laps to go. Ryan Battle got a great start to the inside. Now, will it be Brian Hoare to the outside? We've seen the outside lane work in heat race number 1, but this is heat race number 2. A little love tap there by Randall to the back bumper of the Ryan Battle machine, but it will be Ryan Battle coming around here to lead lap number 1 tonight.
Battle leads Hoare on the outside. He's got the 19 of Phillips working to the inside. He'll move back to your 3rd spot. We've got him doubled up here for your transfer spot. Right now, the Horse Dog Motorsports entry, the 32 of Eric Steele has it, but now Buck takes it away at the line.
Contact at the front of the field. One of them going to go around. Ryan Battle gets contact by the 19, and it's going to stack him up here. Green flag still displayed, waiting for the yellow, as I believe we will get a yellow flag here. 5 laps to go as Ryan Battle and Randall Phillips both went around. Now the caution flag is going to be displayed.
Yellow flag coming out for the 19 of Phillips, who actually was up over and then stuck the landing. We kicked the Canadian judge out, so we won't get a score here tonight, but unfortunate circumstances for the number 19, the Harris-sponsored 19. We'll see if the truck has it queued up to see what happened at the start of the field, at the front of the field here.
Well, as we watch the number 16 there, you see the 37 of Brian Hoare was up into the outside wall, but it looks like the 19 just drove it off a little bit too far into corner number 1. There's the 2 of Christopher Buffone. He was involved. There you see the 16, though, of Ryan Battle turned around. Looks like the 33 Racing School entry of Mike Taschereau was also involved in this one. We're going to have to go back here and see if we can find an onboard camera here. This is the onboard gyro camera on the front passenger side here with Randall Phillips. There you see him just driving it a little bit too hard, and then the 16 goes down to the inside, and it just stacks up the whole field, as those were your 2 front runners here in heat race number 2 in the early stages of this one. Now they both should have to tag the back of the field here.
This coming in with just 4 laps and 4 laps remain in this heat race number 2. It's a lot of work to be done for the 19 of Phillips and the 16 of Battle going to the back of the field here after being involved in that wreck. So they got some goes from being in the in-house to the outhouse. They're just as quick as they got a little contact there, but we will take and get going here once the yellow flag. But that gives the race lead to the 37 of Brian Hoare. Eric Steele in the Oval Works Speedball Bearings entry. We'll restart in the number 2 spot. Now, we saw the outside work in heat race number 1. It looked like maybe the 37 of Hoare struggling a little bit on the outside at the early goings of this one. Which lane do you think we'll see him take?
Well, I think he's going to choose the inside here. We're going to find out very quickly as the lights on the iRacing pace car do go out. See if they double them back up, or if this will be a single file restart possibly here. It doesn't look like anybody's coming up to challenge him on the outside. So maybe, here they come. Now they're going to assemble on the back straightaway. He does pick the inside, so it will be 2x2 dancing into turn number 1 here for the second restart. Or I guess you technically want to call this the first restart of the evening. And there you see it. It is going to be Brian Hoare and Eric Steele doing the side-by-side jig, and the inside is working for Brian Hoare. We saw outside work in heat race number 2, but here comes Jeffrey Battle.
Taschereau hard in the outside wall off turn number 2. Mike Taschereau goes hard in the wall. They're still green as they come off the corner. 3 wide at the stretch.
3 wide at the stripe, and that's going to put Eric Steele from inside the top 5 to outside the top 5. Eric Steele now falls back to the 7th position in that Swag TV ComServe entry. The Outlaw, one of them going to hit the inside. He's going to get a little help. That was the 07 of Jeffrey Ransdell. He goes around here, 2 laps to go, and the battle is for the race lead. It's Brian Hoare to the outside of the Red Bull-sponsored Pontiac with the number 14 of Jeffrey Battle to the inside. They're going to come off the corner number 4 there. The white flag is going to fly. We're going to finish this one here this time by when they get to the start-finish line. Jeffrey Battle to the inside, Brian Hoare to the outside.
A little bit more contact in the back of the field, but all eyes are at the front of this one. Hoare to the outside. Who's it going to be out the stripe? And it'll be Battle picking up the heat race win. Hoare will finish second, Buck third. Bozowski and Willis rounding out your top 5. One car outside of that transfer spot was the 32 of Steele. And what happened to Christopher Buffon? He was up inside the top 5 as well, battling for that spot, and he'll come home last in that heat race. So that will move us to our last chance qualifier.
Last chance qualifier here, last chance to make it into the big dance, and this is how they're going to line up here on our LFOD Motorsports starting lineup. Starting at P number 1, driving the racing school entry, the number 18 of Dan Butler. Starting to his outside, driving the number 19, Randall Phillips will go P number 2. Starting in the 3rd position here in the last chance qualifier, driving the number 73 of Vernon Woodard. Starting in the 4th position, you just saw the Horse Dog Motorsports entry go straight backwards like a rock in water. It'll be Eric Steele going forward. 5th tonight, driving the number 66. It'll be starting 5th. It'll be Mike Young. Starting in the 6th position, driving the number 16 of Ryan Battle. Eric Laurendeau will start the number 46 there in the 7th position. Jeffrey Ransdell in the 07 will go 8th. 9th will go to the number 471 of Eric Lamasco. That'll be Mike Tasher on the racing school entry, number 33. That is your top 10. Starting just outside the top 10, driving the number 60. Boudreaux in the number 60 will go 11th. Buffon in the number 2 will go into your 12th position here on the grid. 13th will be, well, that's our good friend Tony Quadros, so he is not going to take the green flag, along with doesn't look like Ryan Carrier also will make the grid here in the last chance qualifier.
Yeah, it looks like Carrier and Quadros are up in the control tower, so Tony having a little bit of help with the controls up there, which I can tell you, been in that seat before. It can get quite busy in a hurry, and a lot happens on race night. I can tell you this right though, Roger, top 10 cars will transfer into tonight's main event out of this feature. We'll have a 25-car starting field. 15 cars are already locked in.
Well, that means 2 gentlemen at the end of this one will be going home here tonight. They will have to take it to the infield and load up their street stocks to head just to next week early. You don't want to be the gentleman that has to go home early here tonight. I mean, of course, we are going to head to Myrtle Beach, so, I mean, a little beach vacation next week. But the iRacing.com pace car is in, and we are in the last chance qualifier. 15 laps the docket here with Dan Butler taking the race lead right out of turn number 2.
Yeah, Butler jumps onto the gas pedal. He's got Phillips to the outside, the 73 of Woodard. He's been quick all season long. It's the
contact.
32.
That was the 32. There was contact back there. Eric Steele got all sorts of out of shape. I believe that was the 66 of Mike Young that got right into the quarter panel. Now the Swag TV machine going to go up the track. One of them going around on the bottom side. That's the Tide ride down there, the 07. That is Jeffrey Ramsdale. It's the first time we have seen the 07 this season. That Grand Prix looks like it's having some problems.
Yeah, he's able to qualify in through the B Series to get into tonight's racing action. The first time we got to see Ramsdale up onto the speedway. We'll take a look and see what happened to put the Tide ride into the spin cycle.
So this is what happens when you don't put the right amount of detergent in the washing machine, and you go for a little bit of the spin. He gets right down there on that yellow line out all by himself. Not a single car touched him till the 60 came by there. And, well, just pretty much call it a solo spin.
Yeah, got down there, came into the corner, and just got maybe a little bit of a nudge from the 46 of Laurendeau, but if it was very slight there. But I can tell you, in the apex of those corners, when you get in down there, and he was down near that yellow line, maybe touch the apron, it really unloads the suspension, and it'll cause you to go around. So doesn't like too much damage to that 07, so he should be able to tack into the back of the field. No harm, no foul, other than losing a few spots. We see him down on pit road, might as well. But a yellow flag lap's not counting. You can get your damage fixed, and we're go back racing.
Yeah, the yellow flag laps will not count here tonight with the Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports, as it looks like the iRacing pace car lights will go back out, so we'll give it another go. It'll be Dan Butler, Randall Phillips, Vernon Woodard, Ryan Battle, your top four, battling for, well, a chance to go to the AE Main 75 lap event here a little bit later on. iRacing pace car will dive in, and we're get it cooking once again here at Lanier.
Green flag back out by the green flag man, Barney, who hasn't missed a race the entire iRacing career. Is now Phillips works to the outside of Butler. He's got a half car length advantage into turn number 3. Winner works to the bottom. Butler up the racetrack. Contact with Phillips. Phillips goes hard right-hand turn to the outside wall. Yellow flag number 2 coming out. As it looked like a little bit of slight door banging or trade and paint. How would you, I would say trade and paint there. I would say that was just got a little tight on the 18, it looked like.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it back, though, but that is definitely going to put Randall Phillips into pit road here, I believe, and possibly the number 2, Christopher Bapone. We'll have to take a look back here in just a couple of seconds. There was definitely some paint being traded by the 18 and the number 19. Let's take a look back here, see what our replay is going to catch for us here tonight. We are watching the number 19 of Randall Phillips. There you see the 18 just a little tight down on the bottom of this track, and unfortunately the 19 comes to a complete stop, and Buffon, I think he might have missed the measuring on the detergent.
Yeah, he ended up on top of his lid there. Tough break for Buffon. His night has not been, well, pleasant. Let's just put it that way.
So unfortunately, Christopher going to wind up on his lid, and Randall Phillips will wind up on pit road. That's not what you wanted to see here in the last chance qualifier, as it looks like the 18 of Dan Butler will be assessed the end of line penalty. So his car got tight. He went up into Randall Phillips, and now he will have to start at the tail end of the longest line here, which should be right about the 10th position, which is the final transfer spot. We'll see if he can hold on to that. The iRacing pace car lights are off, so we should be getting ready to go back to the green flag racing. That should move Vernon Woodard up with Ryan Battle, Mike Young, Mike Taschereau, and then the number 32 of Eric Steele. Remember, Eric Steele had such a terrible start here just a little bit ago. He's right back up inside the top 5 where he would like to be. Give him a little bit of a cushion as the green flag is about to come back out here tonight. It'll be 12 laps to go. Vernon Woodard with a pretty average start there. Ryan Battle really got himself a good jump on the outside, but look at Vernon Woodard. He battles right back out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, now into turn number 3. He should be able to clear Ryan Battle as they come out of turn 4.
Woodard takes over the sole possession of that race lead over the 16 of Battle here. Now the Battle is back here for the 4th spot as the 32 of Eric Steele works underneath Mike Taschereau. Taschereau on the outside, some contact off the corner. Everybody keeps it clean and green there as they work through turns 1 and 2. The 471 of Pomasco starting to make his presence noticed. He'll dive into the inside of turn number 3.
Yeah, here comes Lamasco. He's moved up 3 positions so far. Now he's trying to get to the inside of Mike Taschereau here. Taschereau got to go up the outside a little bit. That's going to open up the groove even farther there for the 471 entry. It'll be just behind him. That is Wardrow back there in that number 60. He's working the inside now on Taschereau. Look at the 07 of Ramsdale. He's right there back into the mix with his tied ride.
Yeah, right now these drivers kind of feel it out here with 8 laps to go. Little contact between the 07 of Ramsdale and the 60. Believe that is Baudreau in the Fox Shocks entry there, sorry. As they come off turn number 4 and put another lap in. 6 laps to go. That happened really quick here at the Lanier Raceway.
Yeah, right now still hovering. Your best time out of your race leader was a 14.71 second. Second place for Ryan Battle. His best time was a 14.69. Let's check this time by at the stripe. 14.77 for the driver of the 73 of Vernon Woodard, and then it looks like a 14.85. So faster lap here for Vernon Woodard with just 5 laps to go. And just like that, as I talked about it, we're going to come back to the start-finish line. It'll be 4 laps to go. Couldn't even get the right times out before we came back around this little bull ring.
Yeah, things happen very quickly around here. The lights come on around the speedway as now Ryan Battle trying to find a way around Woodard. All 10 drivers left on the racetrack will make it into tonight's main event. The 19 of Phillips back out in the raceway. He is 11 seconds behind our race leader. Needs a yellow flag if he wants to try to race his way in.
That time
2
by,
laps
though,
to go.
yeah, that time by was the 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks flying here tonight at Lanier. These are going to go quick, as this time they come down here into 3 and 4 to still Vernon Woodard by about, well, called about a half a car, maybe only a bumper really between the top 2. Final lap here, the last chance qualifier. All these drivers that you still see out onto the speedway will be going into the main event, I believe, except for Randall Phillips, who just came back out onto the raceway, so he will not make it into the last chance qualifier, but it will be Vernon Woodard, Ryan Battle, Mike Young, Eric Steele, Eric Lamasco, Sean Boudreau, Mike Tashro, Jeffrey Ramsdale, Dan Butler, and Eric Laurendeau. They will all move on to the main event here tonight. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, I believe we will have a 2-minute warm-up session before we head into our main event. And race fans, you don't want to miss that one here for the Northeast Racers. Remember, this is race number 4 of the season, and it is coming. 75 laps will be the distance in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. The main event's coming up next.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back here, race fans, to Lanier National here for the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers. We are getting ready to grid tonight for the main event. Let's go down trackside and take a look at your LFOD Motorsports starting lineup. Starting on the front row with the, we're called the 5th quick time here tonight, it's to be Rodney Hontoon. Starting in position number 2, last week's winner of the 00 of Jimmy Renfew. Starting third, it'll be the driver of the 08, it is Ryan Corman. David Greenslid in the number 20 is scheduled to go off 4th tonight. Milton Duran with his best starting spot of the night, or of the season so far, and that is going to be 5th. Starting 6th is Alan Young, Jeffrey Battle in 7th, Mac Dulliver there in the number 29 in 8th. Brian Hoare with his best starting spot of the season, he'll roll off 9th. And rounding out the top 10, driving the 03 Sim Cube entry, it'll be Nathan Wenzel.
Starting on the inside of row number 6 is the 05. That's Kyle Buck. Outside of him, the Vermont driver, the 45. That is Casey Vietti. Ben Wazowski and Joel Honston will make up row number 7. Row number 8 will see the 55 of Kyle Willis and the 73 of Vernon Woodard. We just saw them pick up the last chance qualifier wins. Brian Battle in car number 16. Mike Young in car number 66 will start 18th. 19th will go to the 32 of Eric Steele. 20th starting spot will go to the 471 of Eric Pomasco. John Boudreau in car number 60 will start 21st. 22nd will go to Mike Tashero. And rounding out your field here, the 25 car starting field will be Jeffrey Ramsdale in car 07. Dan Butler in the 18, and shotgun on the field, the 46 of Eric Lorando. And Roger, that is a 25 star-studded street stock feature event lineup. Get ready to go green.
Yeah, that's right. These drivers all out of the Northeast are ready to rip and grip here tonight. 75 laps is on the docket, scheduled to go as the iRacing pace car makes the left-hand turn, and we are racing just like that. Here are the main event for the Northeast Racers at Lanier. Rodney Hontoon with a great start down to the inside. You see him side by side right there off of turn number 2. Renfrew with a little bit of a slip. That'll leave the Kit Kat entry coming to the bottom. It's a throwback Hellcat for Ryan Carmen. Al, remember how good he was when he had the Monster Kit Kat Energy machine last season? Well, now he's going to start here inside the top 5, and he is looking for second.
Yeah, right now everybody trying to get into a groove here. 75 laps is a long distance, but it'll go quick. A little bit of bumper tag there to 35, getting into the backside of green slit. I believe that is Milton Duran. He's got the 14 of Battle all over the back bumper of him, that chrome and black looking automobile. Sharpest looking car in my opinion out there. There's a lot of great looking race cars. Good battle for your number 2 spot. Renfrew now down to the inside, pushing Carmen to the outside. They'll battle it wheel to wheel off turn number 4.
Yeah, just a moment ago, it actually was Jimmy Renfrew giving the bumper to the 08 of Carmen, which put him up the speedway. And now that's why he is stuck to the outside. A little bit of an electrical issue there on the Vermont cabinetry. David Greenslit entry, he will slide by onto the inside. He's going to look to bring Milton Duran along with him, and Jeffrey Battle is down there also. Alan Young just stuck to the outside, and it has just not been working. Back here in the second, we're called the second group of cars right now. It's going to be Kyle Buck and Max Dulliver. Brian Horns right here also. The Ben & Jerry's entry, though, for Big Max. He's working the inside, letting it hang out a little bit. Him and the old Canadian driver, the Canadian-American Tour driver, I want to say, is, man, that ice cream must be slippy and sliding.
Yeah, they up there inside the top 10. Brian Hoare rounds out the top 10. That's the battle for the ninth spot. Is now Ryan Carmen slides in front of the 05 of Kyle Buck, but we still got a good battle back here. The 66 of Mike Young. He's working to the inside of the number 36 of Joel Hansen as they work off of turn number 4. And just like that, 8 laps are in, working lap number 9. Casey Bietti now cuts to the inside as he's trying to make his way forward. He'll get underneath Wetzel in turn number 4.
That's the battle just outside the top 10 currently between those two drivers. Bietti is sitting in the 11th position. Horn is sitting there in that 10th position. That moves Wenzel back into 11th. Everybody has already just gone single file here tonight as they are clicking off laps. It is Rodney Hontoon. He will come around this time, and he has led every single lap. It'll be 11 laps in his pocket here tonight. Renfrew is there, but man, Al, if we can get the camera crew to go on board here, we can. There it is with Rodney Hontoon out in front of him. That is going to be a lap car in just a couple of seconds. That's Bowalski out there, the number 75. He is running in the 25th position, a little bit off the pace here in the early stages of this one. That car does not seem to be driving very well for the driver out of the Hudson Speedway.
No, Bowalski has had a little bit of an issue early on in this race, and he's lost touch to the back of the field with his Hudson Speedway sponsor 75, trying to pedal as fast as he can. That way, he knows the race leaders are going to be coming, and coming in a hurry they will be. As now Renfrew takes a peek to the inside underneath Huntoon, couldn't quite do anything with him. Rodney Huntoon slips up a little bit off turn number 4, leaving the inside line open. Here comes Renfrew, little peek down low, down the back straight.
Not going to have anything to do with it, though, but another battle back in the field here is the 37 of Brian Hoare. Casey Bietti's looking to the outside. Hoare's trying to find some grip down on the bottom. Bietti's just going to go straight around the outside. Trailer parked him there, and now can Casey Bietti roll away. Look at Brian Hoare, still down there. He's rolling the inside, pretty much the apron. He is putting all 4 tires down below that yellow line here tonight, trying to utilize the shortest distance around the raceway. But it is not working for Brian Hoare. He is back 3 positions since the drop of the green flag. And Kyle Willis, look at him, the number 55. He is working his way up. If he can get around Brian Hoare, it'll be 3 positions net gain so far here tonight for him, as he'll knock then Hoare down 4 spots so far here on timing and scoring. Al, 17 laps in, and Milton Duran and Alan Young are doing side-by-side stuff.
Yeah, and just looking at the, it's now a bid for your race lead. Renfrew down to the inside. That pushes Huntoon to the outside. And here comes David Greenslet. Greenslet's going to take the Vermont Cabinetry number 20 to the inside of Huntoon as they battle it out for third. So Huntoon goes from your race leader back to third as your new race leader is the Renfrew Motorsports 00 as they work down the backstretch.
Yeah, Jimmy won last week, and now he's looking to do it again here tonight. Will he be able to is going to be the question. We have not seen a back-to-back winner all season long. But right now, Jimmy Renfrew is looking to do that. But what he's got to keep in mind is right behind him, he's got one of the best wheelmen in the business, not just on iRacing, but in the street stock divisions all around the country. It's Division II champion of David Greenslit right now in the LFOD Motorsports Vermont Cabinetry, number 20, bearing down on him. Huntoon, though, has not gone anywhere since he fell back to third. He's just been kind of sitting there in that 802 machine, just running in P3. He's kind of content right now. He didn't really battle those top two when they got to the inside. He just pretty much pulled over, fell back into line in third, and is just going to log some laps here. They are still pulling away from Jeffrey Battle and Alan Young, who are back here running fourth and fifth currently on the timing and scoring charts. There's a little bit of a battle back here, though. 35 of Milton Durant and Kyle Buck in the 04. The B-tuned machine, little into the back bumper there of Milton Durant's entry, but he's able to keep it pointed in the right direction. Everybody having themselves a good run here tonight. Carmen, right now, remember him? He was battling for the race lead at the drop of the green flag. He's back to running sick.
And don't look now, but here comes the 29 into the fray here tonight as he runs in your ninth spot. They've quickly closed in onto the backside of the Milton Durant and Kyle Buck battle. They brought Casey Pietty, so it's gone from a 2-car battle to a 4-car battle inside the top 10. They work in the turn number 3. They'll come off at turn number 4, and it'll be still Durant showing the way, but Renfrew.
Caution flag out.
Yellow flag.
I believe the Swag TV entry here tonight has gone around. That is Eric Steele in the number 32, bringing out the first caution flag of the Speedway, or first caution flag of the night. Driver out of Beardtown RC Speedway, the rubber tire spec driver, has brought the first caution flag out here tonight, and we will take a look back here in just a second to see what happened to Eric Steele and his number 32 team. Take a look back on the replay. Let's watch. He was just ahead of that 07 entry of Ramsdale, and let's see what happens. Oh, the 32 drove it in way too hard, got into the back of Mike Taschereau. Taschereau, the 33 entry, he went around, and then he gathered it back up, but boy, it looked like Steele just overdrove the corner.
No, Eric, I've been racing RC cars with Eric for a long time, and great guy, and I'm pretty sure I will almost go to guarantee that he did not mean to do that. As that Speedball Bearings Oval Works sponsored 32 sits there on the back stretch. He's getting pointed in the right direction. I believe he'll get put back onto the lead lap. But hard to believe, 28 laps already done, down and away, 1/3 of this race gone. What are some of the takeaways so far in this event that we've seen? I'm pretty impressed with how the outside is working so far.
Yeah, we saw the outside in heat race number 1 really work well. Heat race number 2 didn't work as well, but here in the feature event tonight, the A main here for the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers, it has started to work itself back in. So I'm interested to see if the outside lane is going to continue to stay there. We're about to find out here as Jimmy Renfrew is going to pick the outside. That'll put David Greenslit down to the inside of him, and everybody else going to file in behind them. iRacing pace car down and away, and we are about to get ready to go back to the green flag racing. Green flag back into the air. It'll be 27 laps already in the books. Working lap 28, and Renfrew, I don't know if that was kind of a cooperation move, but Renfrew got one heck of a jump on that start out. He'll take the race lead, and that'll put Jeffrey Battle in a battle with David Greenslit.
Yeah, Battle works to the outside now. Greenslit on down the front stretch as they work in the turn 1. Huntoon on the bottom. Ryan Carmen in that 08 works the outside as well. Is now everybody is side by side except for your top 2. Top 2 have broken away, gone to single file as they work off of turn 4. Huntoon now underneath the 14 of Battle.
Battle working the outside of the speedway still. Remember, we just talked about, will the outside come in or will it be an inside? Well, right now, on this restart, the outside worked for Renfrew, and the inside worked for Greenslit. Now the inside, looking to work here for Rodney Hontoon as they come down the back straightaway. This is lap number 31 when they come back to the start-finish line. There are 3 wide. Casey Bietti stuck in the middle there. He is the filling in that sandwich. That's the 05 B-tuned entry up to the outside of Kyle Buck, and the 03 of Wenzel down to the inside. And it's going to be Buck getting the short end of the stick. He gets Buck to the outside, loses 1, 2, almost 3 now, and it will be 3 positions by the time he finds a home, if he does, to the inside.
Yeah, it looked like the 45 of Bietti got shuffled to the outside. They almost hooked, and somehow they did not hook the wreck in the turn number 1. Buck lives on to live and battle another day. Is now the 66 of Mike Young. We're starting Willis off of turn number 4. Joel Hodgson involved in
Contact!
Contact!
That's going to bring a caution out right there as the 55 and gets turned around. Kyle Willis pointed into the wrong direction. We'll see, actually, as it looks like he's going to get it pointed back into the right direction. I believe, though, it looks like Vernon Woodard having some issues also with Eric Steele. Both those drivers were slowed down to the inside, and now it looks like Steele overdrove the corner a little bit, trying to get back up to speed. He'll go around the 07 of Ramsdale, and that'll move now Steele back into 21st, but he's got a long road to hoe, because up front here, your race leaders are single file. It's Renview and Greenslit. They have pretty much checked themselves out for the time being, about 4, almost 5 car lengths over Rodney Hontoon. The 01 for Hontoon just does not look the same as what it did before we went under the caution flag.
Yeah, Hontoon going to be a wily veteran of the racing service. I expect maybe not pushing the car as much as he can, still keeping the leaders in touch, just kind of riding it out, knowing that there's a long ways to go. Got to mention a tough break for the 75 of Ben Bozowski. He was pointed into the inside wall of turn 3 and 4. He has taken that 75 into the pits for repairs. So a tough break for Bozowski, who is rounds out to 25th. All 24 cars remain on the racetrack on the lead lap here as we work off the turn number 4, and we are past halfway. 35 laps to go.
35 laps to go, and Ryan Carbon still stuck onto the outside here in his 08 Kit Kat machine as Casey Bietti works the inside of the speedway around him. And now it looks like Ryan's going to find a home down there. He'll get right up underneath the 45 at Casey Bietti. So Carbon has lost 8 spots here tonight. He's just been stuck to the outside too many times with nowhere to go. He really needs to break into one of those Kit Kats and drink one of those monsters so he can work his way back towards the front of the field, just like Jimmy Renfew and Greenslit have, because they are still gone, and gone. Green flag continues to fly here tonight. Kyle Willis is out on the track still, but his number 55 is going to be the last machine on the lead lap. He's looking to go to the inside here of Big Ben, the Hudson Speedway number 75, as they almost made contact back here. It's not a battle for position between these two. Right now, it looks like Ben is a couple laps down in his Hudson Speedway number 75. Willis is trying to stay on the lead lap as now Kyle Willis gets around the 75. He'll see if he can set sail as Renfew is bearing down on him. It'll be 44 laps completed this time by.
44 laps to go. Bietti working right at the 03 of Wenzel. Is now a battle inside the top 5 is Duran. Max Dillner trying to work underneath the 14 of battle. That's the battle for your 6th spot as we've got Hoare and Bietti making contact behind them. And they got Wenzel. We got them all jammed up and jelly tight. 3 wide off turn number 4.
3 wide, Hoare on the outside. That's the 03 of Wenzel and the 08 of Corbin down to the bottom side. Brian Hoare is going to be shoved to the outside. More contact. Here comes the 66. Hi, how you doing? More contact there. The 05 of Buck and Mike Young going to make some contact. Buck's going to buck Young out of the way. And here comes Brian Hoare. He'll just take back those 2 positions. Oh, and now Buck's going to just straight overdrive the corner. Runs into the back of Brian Hoare. And Hoare somehow gathers it up and drives on.
Yeah, great driving out there. You're starting to hit the tempers. Start to flare here in the short track race, and Brian Hoare now falls back after contact to the 11th spot as Nathan Wenzel rounds out here top 10. So this all for the battle was outside the top 10. There comes the 16. We saw him in our last chance qualifier. The 16 of Ryan battled making his way forward. He is up 4 spots, but our biggest mover in the race is the drivers right behind there, the 46 of Eric Lorando. Started 25th on the grid, up to 15th with just 25 laps to go next time by.
Laps are clicking off. Race leaders are pulling into lap traffic here. Probably in the next 4 to 5 laps, your race leaders of Renfrew and Greenslit. Take a peek at Greenslit. He's been back here battling. He's, battling the track, not so much as Renfrew. He's just kind of been battling the track, waiting for Jimmy to make himself, kind of make a mistake. As somebody pulls down to the inside groove there, he's going to tow it back to pit road. That was Ben Bozowski. I'm surprised the caution flag didn't fly on that one. That was pretty close to the racing line, but we do stay green with 24 to go. It'll be just 23 this time by. Renfrew has not slipped the wheel all night long.
So Renfrew looking very good, but he's got the 20 of Greenslit all over the back bumper. Greenslit seems to have a little bit better of a drive off. Right now, you see him kind of going in, running some different lines. And Alan Young has moved up into the 3rd spot, and he is quickly closing in on your race leader. So as they battle it out, will he have enough time to get there? 1.1 seconds behind your race leaders.
No love lost. More contact back here between Kyle Buck and the number 37. These two are trying to knock him out here tonight. These two took the gloves off. They are not wearing gloves. They are taped up like the Friday Night Boxers. Oh, there's going to be some contact by the 16. He's going to push the B2 Buck entry down into the corner. Now let's see what he does this time. He's up underneath the back bumper once again as they enter the corner. It'll still be Brian Horn on the outside, and that 05 is being pushed around here with 20 laps to go. This is the battle just outside the top 10. As that's Buck there running 11th, Horn is running 12th, and Ryan Battle is back here inside the 13th position.
A great battle on the racetrack there, still door. That time Buck with a little bit of a maneuver that was not of his own doing, as the rear bumper getting pushed in by the 16 of Ryan Battle. Battle all over the back bumper as they work down here. Contact in the turn number 1. Looks like everybody stays clean and green though. Didn't quite see who it was. But great battles here. Ryan Horn working the outside of the speedway. Buck down low. No, Ryan Battle will go to the outside. The outside might be starting to come back in, and this long run is just 17 laps remain.
17 laps remain here. Brian Horn does take back that 11th position, as now it will be Ryan Battle battling on the 05 of Kyle Buck. He's not tucked up underneath the back bumper anymore, the B2 entry. He's now working the outside of the speedway. He saw how Brian Horn was able to go around the outside of the 05. Now he's going to try to do the same thing. This is the best battle inside the top 10, as I stand corrected, as it actually is going to be Wenzel in the SimCube entry. He's going underneath the Kit Kat Hellcat entry of Ryan Carbon. Casey Bietti's right there, and so is Jeffrey Battle. This is the battle inside the top 10, 7th, 8th, and 9th right now, trying to figure out who's going to be in those positions.
And a lot of paint being swamped here as our race leaders are starting to close in on the backside of the field. They have Kyle Willis in their crosshairs with just 13 laps to go. Will lap traffic come into play here at the Lanier Raceplex for the Northeast Racers? Willis works the bottom of the speedway right where Renfrew is running. They got Vernon Woodard working the high side of the racetrack in front of Willis. And it's a battle for position between Willis and Woodard. Is now the race leader is there. Which lane is he going to go? Will David Greenslit apply the pressure? One car around off turn 4 and bring out our yellow flag. Dan Butler going around off of turn number 4.
So that'll bring out caution flag number 2 here tonight, as we were closing in on 10 laps to go. We did not get to the line, so it will revert back 1 lap. But Dan Butler was facing the wrong direction in his racing school entry number 18. Well, let's take the look back. What happened to Dan Butler here? He was battling with, and looks like that is Eric Lamasco in the 471 entry. Oh, looks like Lamasco maybe got back to the throttle sooner than Dan Butler, and Butler gets tagged and he gets turned around.
It's hard racing there. It looked like the 471 just kind of maybe got through rolled the corner a little bit better than what Butler did. Was, like you said, able to get onto the gas a little bit quicker. But unfortunately, the 18 of Dan Butler getting the short end of the stick going around off of turn number 4. Just as things were starting to get interesting up at the front of this one, now it's going to be clear track for your race leaders. They were in heavy lap traffic, and we saw how the racing has been deeper in the field here.
Yeah, deep in the field, it was haymakers. Up front here, it was all clean between the top two drivers who have broken away. But now, pretty much crumble it up, throw it out the back of your car, because everybody now is going to have a chance. As the iRacing pace car lights are off, that means this time by, the green silk will fly once again. It'll be 11 laps to go. Renfrew this time is going to jump on the throttle, and he'll get another great start. He'll clear David Greenslip by turn number 1, putting Milton Duran to try and take that second position. Can the 35 take it? Oh, contact back there. Ryan Battle went 3 wide, and now he's going to be shoved back a position, as I believe now he's outside the top 10 here.
Yeah, great battles all the way around the racetrack here as they work through turns 1 and 2. The 0-5, a buck to the inside, but all eyes are up at the front of this one. Renfrew's taking it as Huntoon gets a little bit contact with the 45 of Bietti. Bietti's facing the wrong way in a straightaway.
That's going to bring out a caution, and that's going to be a bunch of them. Oh, no, the 33 of Mike Taschereau. Can he get back on the wheels? He does, so he will carry on here tonight. But Taschereau involved in this one. It's going to be another caution flag, though, coming out. Let's see. We're going to have to go back and dissect this one. It's going to involve quite a few drivers. Let's take the look back here. I know Kyle Buck was involved in this one. Or at least I believe I saw the B2 entry. There's Casey Bietti up the track, and he gets turned around. The B2 entry actually gets right through there. So we'll have to see if the truck has another angle at this one. There, you're watching the Ford. Oh, it did start with Hontoon down to the inside. He got sideways. He had a little help by the 03. Casey Bietti then goes wrong direction, middle of the track. There's the 60, Boudreaux involved, and 33. Oh, Rodney Hontoon went up and over, too.
Yeah, he checked up after getting into the side there. It almost looks like, we hate to say this word, but maybe a little bit of net code after contact between Wenzel and Huntoon. And when Huntoon tried to correct it, sent the 45 up there. But either way, Casey Bietti, heavy left side damage on that number 45.
So a lot of your front runners here tonight, Bietti and Hontoon involved in this one, and that's going to stuff them towards the back of the field. That's not, I keep saying that's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to hear from those guys, as they were having themselves a good, solid night. But short track racing action, Al, you and I both know when it comes down, when the gloves come off, anything could happen. You're not going to give the inch.
No, you're not. And it's just one of those things where you got to, under 10 laps to go, it's go time, you know, and you have to do that as the field is doubled up and back underway.
Got to be 8 laps to go, and another great start by Renfrew. Well, that time Alan Young going to bounce the Young Guns creation, number 24, off the wall, and that's going to give Milton Duran the chance to go after a win here. He's on the podium with 7 laps to go. It's Renfrew, Greenslit, and Duran, your top 3 drivers right now. Where did the driver of the 29, the Ben and Jerry's entry, Max Dolliver, come from? He's right now battling inside the top 5.
Dolliver coming up through the field, but right behind us, Jeffrey Battle's going to go around in the backstretch in the turn 1. No, the yellow flag will come out for the 4th time. I was just getting ready to talk about Ryan Battle, who's up 11 spots. Coming from the last chance qualifier inside the top 5 here tonight in the main event, and the yellow flag will come out with 5 laps to go. You can definitely tell that the patience and the giving and taking is starting to go away, Roger. They know what's on the line here. They want to get inside the top 5. They want to win this main event here tonight at the Lanier National Motorsports Park.
Let's watch it back as you see the 36. Joel Hodgson was down to the inside, and that's what got the 14 up into the wall. Also took Mike Young along with him, so call it 3-car incident here. Oh, with under 10 laps to go, Jeffrey Battle is going to get the short end of the stick. Watch it back once again here. See the 36 of Joel Hodgson working to the inside. Jeffrey Battle may not have known he was there, and then around he goes to the outside retaining wall.
Yeah, tough break for Battle. He has worked his way up inside of the top 10. He was battling with the race leaders early on in this one, but now that's all for naught.
Al, Jimmy Renfrew has taken the outside lane here multiple times on restarts. Does he do it again?
I think you don't change it up. It seems to be working. Or the lights go out on the pace car. 5 laps remaining, and he has taken the outside once again around here. I just, if it's been working this whole time, I don't see why change it up now.
Well, he doesn't. He'll stick David Greenslit to the inside, and this time by the iRacing pace car once again. We'll dive to the safety of pit road, and we will get back to green flag racing.
Pace car down on the way. Green flag back out. We'll have 5 laps to go. Renfrew with a good, just barely clears the 28 Greenslit down in the turn number 1. Down the backstretch they go. The 24 of Alan Young and the 35 of Duran battle door to door as they come off turn number 4, and Oliver 4 laps to go. Oliver into the 6th spot, now bidding for 5th.
Could he walk away with a podium finish yet tonight? I don't know, but we're going to find out. 4 laps to go. Milton Duran still holds the final podium position. Contact, one of them looking to go around. He's going to save it. That was the 08, I believe, of Ryan Carmen, who was all jacked up and sideways. Now a couple of them going to go around. The 46 of Lauren, who's going to go around, and
Castro as well, also involved. Yellow flag coming out. Just when we didn't think it could get any more exciting, it's going to be.
so it looks like when we do go back racing, it should be 2 laps to go, I believe. I think we got the 2 to go signal. We'll check with the timing and scoring here in just a couple of seconds, but let's take a look back. We know Mike Taschereau was involved in this one, and it was the 46 who's going to get a little help there. Oh, I believe the 55 of Willis was into the back of the 476 of Plamasco, and that's what turns the 46 around, and Mike Taschereau just kind of gently rolls over the 33.
Yeah, nothing that nobody really did wrong there. They were kind of stacked up from the contact with the number 37 was on the outside there, was battling there 3 wide when Carmen got a little bit sideways. Just nothing that anybody could have done differently. Some people checked up, and well, you know how fast it is, Roger. You've ran laps around this racetrack, and things happen in a very, very hot minute.
You want to make them even more exciting, Al? Put dirt here on Lanier and then watch how these drivers do. Boy, does that get a little bit crazy then. I actually think the big blocks are coming here this week, and the officials, I'm going to have to get out there and turn some laps. Maybe I'll show you how to drive this track.
Maybe. I'll have to come to the Roger Muth driving school.
Well, let's not call it quite that, but let's call it getting some seat time. But the iRacing pace lights are off again. That means, well, left-hand turn for the pace car, and it will be 2 laps to go here after our 5th caution flag of the night, and a great start that time actually by the number 20. An even better start by Milton Duran, and now it'll be Renfrew taking the race lead, but there was some door banging back there between the 35 of Milton Duran and Alan Young.
Yeah, Young still not. He'll get moved up the racetrack by Ryan Battle. Car number 16 took him out the corner 3 wide. Somehow they made it work so far. Final trip around the speedway. White Silk is flying. Jimmy Renfrew trying to go back to back. Can he do it off of turn number 4?
They're going to wreck it behind him, but we will stay green. It'll be Renfrew coming to the race lead. He is the winner here tonight at Lanier with David Greenslit. Milton Duran making his first podium finish, and then look at the man who finishes 4th. Max Dulliver making his first start. He finishes 4th. Wenzel battles back to 5th. Kyle Buck, look at him coming through the field here tonight, 6th. Vernon Woodard was 7th, and Ryan Carmen was 8th. Brian Horace 9th, and Kyle Willis rounds out the top 10 field as there are a junkyard on the front straightaway, a parking lot, a lot of drivers tonight that I believe are tore up here at the end of this one. Those are your unofficial results, by the way, race fans, scrolling on the left-hand side of your screen. Check it out, see where your favorite driver just finished. We're going to take a quick break here from Lanier, and we will get a word in with Jimmy Renfrew, I believe, David Greenslit, and Milton Duran. As you see Jimmy, he's going to go and do some donuts here. Back-to-back winner for the 00 of Jimmy Renfrew. Welcome back here, race fans, to Lanier, a 75 lap A main event for the Northeast Racers presented by LFOD Motorsports is in the books. And Al, it was a great race here tonight at Lanier. Some late race cautions, but otherwise, this was a solid race. And I believe that Jimmy Renfrew wouldn't want it to be any other way.
No, we're down here on the front stretch, and Jimmy, back-to-back wins, winning at the New Smyrna Speedway last week, coming here to Lanier. How'd you get it done here tonight?
Just good teamwork between me and the two guys behind me, and we talked last week, and we said that we'd be bringing a lot of momentum from last week's win into this week, and we got it done 2 weeks in a row.
We saw early on in the heat race action that the outside work. You qualified in based off of time here tonight, so you didn't get the chance to run the heat races. Did you pay attention during the heat races to see what lines were working and how the track was the rubber was reacting on the racetrack?
Yeah, I knew the top was going to be good on the starts, but I knew you couldn't stay out there too long. So, I got a good run down the front stretch and through 1 and 2, starting on the outside. But I had to clear Dave, or else I wouldn't be able to hold it out there. So, just kind of a risky move, but if you do it right, it pays off.
But you come in tonight, like you said last week, winning at New Smyrna, going back-to-back here at the Lanier Raceplex. Next week, we head up to the Myrtle Beach Speedway. How's your outlook up for there at the Myrtle Beach Speedway?
Not really one of my favorite tracks or one of my best tracks, but we got momentum from 2 weeks here in a row, so we'll go up there and see what we can do.
Well, before we let you go here from Victory Lane into the tech shed, the Room of Doom, who makes it all possible for you and your race team?
Just all my family, Renfrew Motorsports, R&R Public Wholesalers, and my 2 team guys, Milton Duran and David Greenslit.
There you have it, Roger. That's tonight's feature event winner, Jimmy Renfrew. Back-to-back wins, looking for the three-peat next Sunday night.
Well, we have never had a three-peat winner in the Northeast Racers, so it's, going to be the first time we get to see it tried at least, but we do have your points championship leader who podiums here tonight, David Greenslit. David, a solid Vermont Cabinetry number 20 here tonight. You picked up 2 spots in this main event, but it just seemed like that Renfrew 00, you just could not get around.
Yeah, Jimmy had a little bit more than me tonight. We just worked together and had fun with it. It was a lot of fun racing up front there, and at least we didn't have a million cautions tonight. So,
well, the caution flag only flew 5 times here, but there's green flag laps that we did get in between those caution flags. You guys were starting to bear down on some of that lap traffic. Is that where you were hoping that you were going to be able to make Jimmy slip a wheel tonight and ride underneath him?
yeah, I mean, I was waiting for him to slip up, but he's a good racer, and he never slipped up at all enough for me to get there. There was once real early in the race, but I couldn't quite get there enough, and didn't want to turn him. I'm running for the championship here, so that's all that's mattering to me right now.
Well, you're not a stranger from being in Victory Lane or, at the front of the points championships, as you picked up a championship just this last season in 2020 on the real side of things and racing for one here in 2021, virtually here on iRacing. So all in all, a good points night for you. Who made it all possible behind the scenes tonight?
I got to thank Vermont Cabinetry, R&R Public Wholesalers, my teammates Jimmy and Milton for running with me here and making it all possible.
Well, there you heard it from David Greenslit. He'll finish on the podium here tonight. He came in as your championship leader. He will leave Lanier as your championship leader once again. Congratulations to David Greenslit for finishing second. Al, I believe you're standing with a first-time podium finisher.
Yeah, we're down here with 17-year-old Milton Duran. And Milton, you had your hands full out there those last few restarts. Talk about the entire night. The racing looked pretty intense from our booth up here at the Lanier Raceway. It had to be twice as bad or twice as intense inside the cockpit of the year number 35.
Yeah, we had a good car tonight. Me, Jimmy, and Dave were all working together, so especially on those restarts, we were all kind of trying to group together. You don't want to get spread out, especially at that track where it's not too easy to pass, especially where everyone was in a good amount of speed. So racing was really good. We just tried to stay together as much as we could, and we finished good, so that's all that matters.
He moved up 2 spots. You You started in the 5th spot, so you were one of those drivers that had to watch through the heat races, just like Jimmy and David did. Did you really learn a lot watching there, or was it more or less just working through the field and staying out of the trouble? We saw those last few restarts, and the guys were really laying on the back bumpers of people. Were you a little nervous there?
Yes and no. I know that us three had a great car. I had great cars, so I know we were going to be able to get up there, but the outside was good for like your first lap getting around, so that was the only tricky thing with Alan rolling the outside because he was pretty good up there. But other than that, we had a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, first time on the podium this season, so congratulations on that. Next week we head to the Myrtle Beach Speedway for a 75-lap main event up there. What's the outlook for Myrtle Beach for you and your race team?
We're just looking to see if we can get another solid top 3. I mean, last week we were fast at New Smyrna, but we had some technical difficulties in like the first 5 laps, and we overheated the whole race. So us 3 guys have been working together these past few weeks, and we've all had bunches of speed. So we're just going to bring it all over there and see what we can do.
Well, before we let you go here, for the first time finishing on the podium instead in front of a packed house here at Lanier, who makes it all possible? Who's on the side of the race car that you can't get this stuff done without?
I got to thank Duran's Auto Detailing, Northeast Sand and Gravel, Lemieux Racing for giving us a hot rod, and that's about it, man, and my 2 teammates. Thank you, sir.
There you have it there, boys and girls. That's the 35 of Milton Duran finishing on the podium for the first time this season. And Roger, they look like they're going to be bringing some of this momentum up to the Myrtle Beach Speedway in 1 week's time.
Yeah, we're going to see if 1 week time, if Jimmy Renfrew can go for a 3-peat, or if David Greenslit, maybe Milton Duran, has something to say about that just when we head next week to the little Myrtle Beach Speedway. The Myrtle Beach Speedway may have just been torn down after the 2020 calendar year, but here on the iRacing.com platform, it lives on as one of the best short tracks that we will be able to race at this season, along with the Northeast Racer, so I'm pretty excited for that. Let's take a quick look here at our results, our finishing order in our feature event here tonight. Take a quick gander through this, race fans, and tell us where your favorite driver did wind up. There you see your top 18 on the first slide. Al, tonight's race, though, probably one of the best we have seen all season since the switch to the street stocks.
Yeah, and it's provided a lot of good side-by-side action, and the drivers not disappointing. Once again, not afraid to trade some paint, but do it in a manner that doesn't result in a lot of wrecks here tonight at Lanier. Next week at Myrtle Beach Speedway, we hope to see the same thing. But I want to point out here, how about Dan Butler in car number 18? Started 24th on the field as we look here at the first slide. Finishes 12th in the main event.
Yeah, Dan didn't just make it to the 12th position, with a clean machine. He also went for a little bit of a ride in the early stages of this one, so he had to work his way back through the field here tonight. Casey Bietti's going to walk away with a little bit of a disappointing finish. 11th for Casey Bietti. Remember, he had one of those faster hot rods that battled inside the top 5 for most of this night, so there's your results here tonight for your LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers. Al, it has been a pleasure once again here on Sunday night having you up here at the Virtual Turn 3 Racing Network booth. We will head just next week to the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Hope you bring your sunscreen and your bathing suit along with you, because we're going to the beach after that.
All right, just as long as you don't bring your Speedo again.
Well, Al, I've told you multiple times, it's an over-the-shoulder boulder holder, and that's where we're going to leave it at right there. So, race fans, we hope you enjoyed tonight's race here at the Lanier National Speedway as Jimmy Renfrew, David Greenslit, and Milton Duran go ahead and finish on the podium tonight. And when we head to the Myrtle Beach Speedway, we're going to need some sunscreen, and that's mainly because old Muth here is a little bit bald on top of the chrome dome. So for everybody at the LFOD Motorsports, the Northeast Racers, and all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, I'm Roger Muth, that's Al Smith, and we will catch you at the races.